Okay, so today is the 31st October 2021, and we are at our Sunday Fun Aging Call. Me here in Kasoli. And the topic today is trust, honor, relationship. And everything that brings up, would you be willing to destroy and uncreate it all? Right, wrong, good, bad, pop, pod, all night, short, boys, and beyond. And all the DJCCs and all the PES juniors that you function from, would you be willing to destroy and uncreate it all? Right, wrong, good, bad, pop, pod, all night, short, boys, and beyond. So what is DJCC? Decision, judgment, computation, and conclusion. And what is PES Junior? PES. PES stands for projections, expectations, separations, and Junior JR stands for judgment and rejection. So when I say this right, wrong, good, bad, POC, POD, honor, short, boys, and beyonds, if there's anybody here who will, everybody here knows is in access, but if anybody hears it's on YouTube and wonders what this is, please go and check on YouTube or anywhere. Just write it down on and you'll find theclearingstatement.com. It has been explained very beautifully. So please do check up. Even the ones who haven't checked up till yet, please check it out. So are you all willing to be vulnerable today? Are you all willing to be?
Yes. In any relationship, trust and honor is very important.
Yeah. Yes, please. So, question, shoot out. Come on.
I think in more than anything else, I think in relationships, we function from PES juniors, really.
Yeah.
In any other thing, so yeah.
Yeah.
So,
maximum.
Yes. I think I'm more and more, I get aware.
Yeah.
And, try not to function. I run the clearings and
yeah, that's the most beautiful thing. Being aware and using your toolbox.
yes. I'm sorry, there's a little background noise, so I'm going to mute myself.
Okay. So, having you said, Sagri, that you get aware and use tools. So, any of you here, even till now, even being in access for a while, freak out to reconnect with the old reality?
Oh yes, it happens, Kamal, a lot of the times. See, because we've been functioning like that maybe for lifetimes, you see. So it's like we go back, it's like a reference point, or we go back to that default mode. And I think it's all about being grateful when you do remember, when you become aware. And I use this projections, expectations, clearing a lot, because it's so fundamental to the way we exist, you see. So and I'm only grateful whenever I become aware. Nowadays I don't beat myself up if I project or expect. I just tell myself, oh yes, I'm doing this, so what can I do about it?
You are doing exactly what that's so beautiful that you said that you get aware and then you say, okay, you don't go into the wrongness and you say, okay, now even whether I am right or wrong, whether I control or not, whether I define or not, whether I predict or not, I can change it.
Yeah.
I can choose it. It's
But
all upon us. What do
yeah,
we choose now? Next moment.
yeah, it was not always this case, I would say. It's a
Yeah,
process. Everything is a process, and we just have to be. And every time we become aware that we are actually choosing in the moment, it helps us choose the next time.
yeah. Then it gets wider and wider time. Earlier, it used to be right after one, you just told yourself you're not going to judge, and then you judge the next minute. But
Yeah,
now there's a lot of big gap sometimes.
yeah. There is a gap. Definitely, there's a gap, and I think judgment is a real killer. That
Killer,
is
killer.
a
Yeah.
huge thing for me, and yes, I do become aware, and I do sort of
Yeah. And it's so beautiful that we do it together. It's
yes.
easier when you do it together.
And also, your Sunday calls are very helpful. Let me say, it's a constant reminder as well.
Constant reminder. To me,
Yeah.
more, I don't know if it helps anybody else, but it helps me.
We help each other.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. So today I'm not going to expect usual 20, 26 people. There are very few today who dare to get up in the morning and search to make us more sane amongst all this uh, insanity going around. So does looking outside help? Does looking outside to the reality you already had help, or going within helps? What relationship do you have with you? Have you ever wondered or asked a question? Hi, Renu. Good morning.
Good morning.
Have you ever given yourself the permission to love you, to honor you, to trust you? Rather than always relating outside of you to understand people, understand situation. Have you tapped into your own knowing? Who all haven't been asking questions or have been asking questions? Nobody. I think it was a mistake having it today early morning. Not many people came. I want to honor even if there was one person. But if we don't ask question, then there is.
Kamal, as I said earlier about all the tools, in the beginning, I didn't know how to use the tools. I didn't even know how to begin. So, but as time went on, I just took up one tool and I said, let me use this. So wherever appropriate, I would use it.
Yeah.
And things started changing. And about honoring myself, I think probably I didn't even know what that meant.
Me too.
Or trusting myself, or always thinking perhaps the other person knows better. This thing about for yourself, who better? I think that was also a very big thing I learned in Access. Uh, and as I started using the tools, it was getting, things started opening up, started feeling better about myself. And
Being yourself. Yeah.
the one, the biggest thing for me was the thing about choice. We always felt trapped. It always seemed like a no choice universe. But it was very nice, climbing out of that hole of no choice, because that can be terrible. That's a rabbit hole, none of us want to go down, but we are there most of the time.
Yeah.
So the choice may not be comfortable, but the fact that you always have a choice, that was a really big shift for me. And the other thing was that happiness is a choice. So that these two, a few things that really touch us, and make a huge difference.
Mm.
So these were that for me. And I love to attend your call, but something shifts. Even if I don't have too many questions,
Mm.
I feel that, when others ask questions, something shifts for me as well. That's why I attend the calls. I don't ask too many questions because I don't know. I really don't need to now.
That's
But
beautiful. I was going to say the same thing. You have become the question.
yes, exactly. And any
Yeah.
question anybody asks, contributes to us, because somewhere, sometime we have been there, done that. So something clears.
Yeah.
So that's why I love attending your calls, and I love the way you facilitate. So yeah, love being
Thank
here.
you. Thank you so much. Awesome. Anybody else who has any question? Are you still wanting to be normal? Trying to be normal? Pretending to be normal? That could be a trust issue. Do you still judge yourself for being weird and crazy at times? Okay, guys, I think let's close it. Let's say bye-bye for today, if you have no question. I can ask you questions if you want to answer. If you want to not answer, but if you want to share what you think about it, we can go on. Otherwise, I don't think there's anything to say.
Please share the questions, Kamal, that come to your mind. Yeah.
I've been asking. Does today, when you feel crazy and weird, does it stop you from choosing you? Or do you want to be normal, same as everybody else?
Kamal, I always knew I was different. Okay. Uh, Especially, when I started things, when they started kind of making sense, I knew I was just not like anybody else. And then, I got married and I played being the mother, the wife. That was also fun. I had fun doing it. And, forgot this other side of me. And after some time that came back, I said, this is not it. So, I was doing a lot of exploring about many things. And it was I think I never judge myself for being different.
Even
That was
then, even before Access?
even I just knew I was different, and somehow that was one thing that I embraced and kind of celebrated also. Now
So
looking
that
back,
was I can relate to that. That was a license for me to take a leap. That was a
yeah,
license. Being different was a license for me to choose me.
yeah,
Sometimes
yeah.
just
I mean,
take a leap.
I'm not looking at it in those terms. Access clarifies a lot of things.
Mm.
Definitely, I didn't. But this thing about knowing that I was different, and but I never talked about it with people who were not capable of receiving me.
Yeah.
See, I knew that that side of me would not be understood. So why should I flaunt it in people's faces? I never did that. But inside, I knew, and I kind of I think I celebrated it. Looking back, you know, and it was there a little dormant, and even now I can be very normal with people. I mean, that also it is not difficult to do.
Yeah.
I'm different, I acknowledge it, and I can choose from that, but I can also in quotes play a part, but not with difficulty.
So this reality hasn't been real for you.
uh, Real in the sense I have not allowed it to control me,
Beautiful.
but I can see it. I can see from where people are functioning, and I'm in a lot of more allowance. Earlier, I would have judged them, but a little bit. But now I'm more and more in allowance of people and what they are choosing.
Yeah.
Uh, Especially with the family, I would, feel, oh, they should do this or they should do that. Because that would be more contributed to them. But it's fine. Now, if this is what they are choosing to do, I would
Mm.
be an invitation, and sometimes that works.
Yeah. Most of the
Uh,
time it works.
yeah, sometimes it doesn't because they choose what they choose.
Yeah. Actually,
But
you by being you, you can change the world.
yeah, true. And I say, okay, see, it took me a long time to come to where I am today. So if they need that time,
Yeah.
uh, that's fine too.
Everybody gets it when they get it.
Yeah, absolutely. So no, there's really a great sense of peace,
Yeah.
which was not there earlier. Because we were fighting, no, with the world somewhat.
But yeah, exactly.
Uh, but yeah, it's been a good journey, I would say.
I know. I would like to tell people that choose no matter what. Don't define it.
Yeah,
When we go into the definition, we go into the right, wrong, good, bad. Just choose. What choice can you make now without effort, without any reason, without any justification, without any logic, without any control, completely beyond this reality? The ability you have, the capacities you have, the knowing that you have, the trust and honor that you um, put yourself in would let you choose beyond this reality. Make that choice now. We go into our mind. We go into definition. So that clearing about being out of definition, out of form, structure, significance, out of control, out of concentricities, out of logic, linearities, is such a beautiful clearing. You can run it. I think for 6 months, and see the change that you have in your life. How easy it becomes. Keep on choosing for no rhyme or reason, no, just because you love it, just because you can. And be aware when you're choosing, are you controlling people? Are these choices coming from who you are or who you want to show the world? And that is how you create your reality. All this time we've been living and following this reality. It hasn't worked. That's why we are here. What is possible for us, for you, that you will not choose for all the reasons and justifications, rather than just leap, just take a leap, just because you can and just because it's fun. Any questions?
Just a comment. I think these loops are extremely contributive
Yeah, they are.
because create a level of change that's not possible for us to do when we are running it consciously, which is very helpful, of course. But change happens inside. It's like it just clears, like your body, does its process without us knowing what's happening. I think the loops work like that, and I would really say it's been a very big contribution to me. I've done that. Sometimes I recorded 2-3 loops, run it in the background, because then you don't have to do it consciously, and suddenly you find something doesn't bother you anymore that used to, and it's only because of the loops running in the background. That has been very helpful to me. I just wanted to share that.
Yeah, in the beginning, when I just got into, even same with me, I used to have the loop running on my laptop, a loop running on my phone, both the phones, loop running on my tab. I had loops running everywhere on my, even those time I was using cassettes also, and CDs also. So everything I could choose, the loops were running day in and day out. That really helps, because it helps you in finding. You keep saying, I will choose this, I will choose this, I will choose this, I will choose this, but automatically you choose something, the same thing again, when the choice is right in front of you. But when you are running that loop, something gets cleared, and when you're choosing it, you are not choosing it blindly or on autopilot or response system. You are aware of what you're choosing. Then your choice becomes, because your back of mind, which used to always say, choose this, now says, there are 2 more things. You actually change the software in your head. That used to always tell you never to do this or just to do this, now tells you, there is this also. Would you like to choose this? And then you follow, then it's up to you to follow the energy, rather than going back to the same thing that you did, rather than going back to the judgment. You can be present and say, oh my God, I can choose this too. How does it get any better than this? And what else is possible? You get to choose, not pushed into the old loop choices that you always did. Thank you, Sagvi. Because judgment and awareness are interpreted and misapplied. If a person's being mean or something else, would we be willing to receive that information without a point of view? Information doesn't require you to do anything. It's just an information. Is it relevant to me? No. Okay, fine. Bye-bye. Rather than running that, you can clear it. If it is triggering something, you can ask a question. You can honor yourself. You can trust yourself. This is not me. I'm not choosing this. And if I was, this is a ghanti for me not to choose it. I'm now choosing to be an invitation of being. And now open to the possibilities and unlimited choices. Total gratitude for when somebody says something, what is your energy? Are you becoming the effect of it? Or are you choosing you? You start getting more and more clarity. Not that auto respond, इसने ये कहा तो इसका ये जवाब अभी मैंने दे देना है. You choose you. You choose the lightness. Is it making any sense?
Yes.
Even if you haven't done anything, just running those loops will start, you will start to honor and trust yourself. Trust you, your relationship with you and your relationship with other people. You will just know it like you know it, that this is what is required here at this point of time. From the energy that you be. How often we buy into this reality, buy into what's trauma going on, rather than finding what's true for us. Earlier, when you had some drama going or loud voices and noises, did you feel like running away from it, or you felt like contributing, adding to it? Aise nahi, waise. Truth. Is anybody vulnerable to say that?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely adding. But now I enjoy the trauma, as it's happening. I recognize it for what it is. And yeah, it's just fun to watch people doing what they're doing.
I
Uh,
know.
Drawn into it anymore. I can just see it for what it is. Earlier, I didn't realize it was the drama was being done. They're choosing that. Sometimes I would be sympathetic, sometimes I would be angry. But now I'm more like a witness. But it's good fun to watch people doing what they're doing. It is really fun. That's the thing, that I could have fun even in such a situation. It was again an eye opener for me when it first happened, and I was witnessing this, and I said, "Oh my God, look at this! Such a storm in a teacup." I realized it was not a judgment, but just an awareness. So I'm getting better at seeing what is a judgment and what's an awareness. Earlier, I couldn't make out the difference because I beat myself up about maybe judging people. In the beginning, when I learned about judgment, I would think everything was a judgment. Then I realized, when certainly there's a lightness to it and there's no going into that with them, then I realized, oh, I'm just being aware that they're behaving like this. I don't have to do anything about it. They can do
And
whatever.
if you want to have fun and do something about it, but that's also is okay.
Exactly.
If you want to run away from the loud voices, that is also okay. I mean, like it's total freedom to be and do whatever you require to do in a situation.
Exactly. It's again about choice, right?
All
Yeah.
about choice. All about choice. Yeah. And choose you can only if you're aware. Otherwise, there's no choice. There is no choice when you are not present, not aware, not conscious. You only have a choice when you are conscious and aware. Now what? Otherwise, you're automatic. Your responses are so automatic that you feel you have no choice. You live in the no choice universe. Yes, Sagri, thank you.
Hi, Kamal.
Hello, Ranjana.
How are you?
I'm good.
Okay, great. It's always pleasure seeing you early morning. And my question is that, when you have this narcissism right in your home, and so it's not that you can escape it, right? And you are not very aggressive in nature, right? And it's not that you can answer back. So what should be the state of mind at that time, when you are timid and the other person is narcissist, then what happens? How to deal with that?
Uh, you made a choice to stay there
Hmm.
amidst that. Like Gary says, you made a choice to have a body.
Mm-hmm.
So all that goes along with having ease, joy, and glory for your body. What would you do?
Hmm.
What would you choose? If you didn't make it wrong and you thought that my point of view created that, you chose that, darling. You chose to be in this situation. Now what? You can choose to be, it's 10-second increment. You can choose to get out of it. Or you can choose to be there. And what choices do you have? What questions can you ask? If there is a question here, what would that be? What next? Living in this 10 seconds moment, rather than living in the past or the future, would give you ease in your life. Are you willing to have ease? Or are you uh, are you controlling and others and controlling to see that this will get better if I can handle it? What if you were not supposed to handle it?
Sorry to interrupt. What if running away is not the choice? Like,
Yeah,
what
if
if
that is not a choice for you, fine, great, because you chose to be here and you were choosing to be here, no wrong, no right. Then how can you have ease in your life? All of life comes to me with ease, joy, and
and
glory.
glory?
It's you, darling. It's you who's making it tough. It's you who can have it ease. It's you who's is staying here. Says, okay, you are such a vast being. You can engulf the whole of universe within you. You chose to have a body. You chose to put yourself in a body for some reason. Maybe you wanted to enjoy the bodily pleasures. Maybe the eating, my god, it's so yummy, your mouth and your sex and your hugging and everything. You chose that, and all the good, bad, and the ugly that comes along with it. Are you willing to have that with ease, joy, and glory, no matter what? What are you going to choose next? Are you living in the moment? Or are you living from reference points? Or are you living in the future? मैं ऐसे कर दूंगी तो ये ठीक हो जाएगा. मैं ऐसे नहीं करा तभी नहीं हुआ. Are you making yourself wrong or making somebody else wrong? Like just now, Sagri said, I've started to enjoy the trauma drama. Can you?
I'm assimilating what you're saying.
It is difficult. It is difficult when you see it as it is, but you have a choice to choose what will work for you at this moment. The next moment it's a different thing, and then next moment it's a different thing. But if you make it real and if you make it true for you, and if you, then it's difficult. to even live for a second with something like this. What's right about this? I'm not getting. Did I choose this? Okay, now what else? What made me choose this? Was I here for some purpose? Can I be a contribution? What contribution can I be? Being in question 24/7 and enjoying in every now moment, whatever it may be, it's easier said than done, darling. But when we choose it, जब ओखली में सिर दिया तो मूसल का क्या डर?
Well, that's interesting.
It's interesting. We choose it and then we get bogged down by it. If you knew you're the one who chose it, rather than kuch karma the, maine galti kari hai, see, that's a different energy altogether. Invest in what you know. You have to start trusting your knowing in every now moment, rather than seeing what else is possible, asking somebody else. Just asking what else is possible would give you million possibilities that you can choose from. There is nothing you have to do. There is nothing you should do. There is nothing you can't do. I believe in God, God will do something. No, you are here to do it. If you trust you, you will never give up your awareness. Never, ever give up your awareness if you trust you. The moment you don't trust you, then you are clouded by rights, wrongs, goods, bads, positive, negative, correct, not correct. So what if you just allowed yourself to function from awareness in every now moment rather than belief that one day it will be okay? This is what I chose. Okay, fine. Now what? Don't go into everybody's mind and everybody's judgments, because there are people sitting there judging. Is it mine is a very beautiful tool, and return it to sender. You have a million tools to make yourself free, no matter what all is going on. You are the one who chose it. You're the one who's here. You're different. You're not same as others. So don't listen to anybody. Listen to yourself. Listen to your knowing.
I'd just like to share something here. I was listening to Dane yesterday, and he suggested making a list of the tools because sometimes we don't remember to use them. So when you're stuck, if you could just, glance at your list, and whatever is right for you would just pop up. He didn't say that, I'm saying it. This is so much, you're just drawn to it because at that moment, even if you're a little confused, your awareness is there in the background, working for you. So if you don't know what to use, this could be very contributive. In fact, I thought I would do that, so that sometimes, however long we have been doing things, sometimes we do have a little confusion. We don't know what to do in the moment. So when you look at your list, immediately something will pop up and you use it and things will change. It will shift and change.
Yeah.
So
and maybe to start with, it's like that. The rest later, when you are like Sagri said, now she doesn't have to, you said something like, now it just automatic that I know which tool to use. By just asking, okay, now what can I do here? Here the tools will show up.
Yes, it will. Now I don't need it. In the beginning I did, but I thought, this was something that would be a contribution, and that's why I mentioned it.
Very
Uh,
good. Thank you.
and he also mentioned to do a gratitude list. I think that's also something that can be a very big contribution. So yeah.
And trusting that somewhere you know what's true for you, you have that answer within you, is something beautiful. It's like coming home. All of us are taught, usse pooch lo, usse baat kar lo. They will be able to tell you, this one knows more than you, that no, nobody knows more than you. This one knowing that I know what's true for me. My body and me will tell us no. And listening to it is so beautiful. You have to learn to trust you totally in order to have all of you. We've lived for lifetimes, many lifetimes, believing in others, that we lost ourselves somewhere. Once you start trusting yourself, honoring your knowing, that lightness, that ease, that aha, that's true for you. Because when we believe, when we make ourselves a true believer in somebody else, we give up our awareness. We are nobody then in the equation. And how is it going to help? His or her guidance is coming from what's true for them. It may or may not be true for you. Don't cut off your own trust and never dishonor yourself. To believe somebody else is to give up your awareness. That means to giving up your awareness to in favor of this is what they say, this is what is right, this is what is wrong. Awareness is like this, instantaneous. It's you think, there's some thought comes in your head and there is an immediate response by the awareness you get. Oh, is it mine? The body is with you, telling you lightness, contraction. Oh, okay, bye. Instant. When you start trusting and believing you. These are the 5 elements that you need to be very, very closely having it with you is trust, honor, allowance, vulnerability, and gratitude. We are not even vulnerable to ourselves. We keep telling ourselves lies. We know it is नहीं, वो जो कह रहा है ना वो ठीक है, उसको ज्यादा पता है, वो ज्यादा समझ है, मुझे लग तो ये रहा है लेकिन वो. And then after doing it so many times we come back and say, I knew it but I didn't do it. I followed that person. If I had followed myself, my knowing, I wouldn't have done this. I wouldn't have hurt myself, wouldn't have hurt somebody else. Haven't you all said that once, one time or the other? Trust in you. Never give up your awareness. Never, ever give up your awareness. You'll ask me how. Just ask a question. What would it take for me to have awareness, be aware 24/7? Am I being aware here? Am I being me here? We've got to be able to get to a point where we trust ourselves above anybody else. That is what access is all about. Committing to yourself, being you in every now moment. Am I being myself? If I was being myself, would I choose this? Those are the questions that really, really, really helped me and still help me. Anything else? We'll finish about 10 minutes before 8, guys. Oh, it's 10 minutes before 8. So is there any burning question? Hello?
No. Thank you so much for a wonderful call.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Kamal, for not canceling.
I
Yeah,
know
that is my, this is
people really
my,
thankful for not canceling.
yeah,
Thank you.
this is
Thank-
my injection for the day. live my life.
virtually, you gave us also this injection. Tika.
We get it every week.
I really, I miss, I mean, whenever this, I was doing these classes. I went for 10 days. I went to Belgrade, Serbia for 10 days, and I was doing every morning. The time was 4:30. I didn't miss a day. Book reading club, we didn't miss a day. Every day I would get up at 4:30 in the morning and do the class.
Wow.
That's my lifeline.
Wonderful.
People are always trying to justify what they can choose and what they can't choose. Actually, you can choose anything. There's nothing that you cannot choose.
So true.
It's only cutting off ourselves when we say we can't do it. An infinite being will choose that for what reason? Thank you for coming.
Thank you, Kamal.
I thought I won't have many people there.
Thank you.
It is awesome.
No.
Thanks, Kamal. God bless you.
Love you guys. Love you so much.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
Enjoy
Thank
your day.
you.
Bye bye, dear. Thank you so much.